Good morning, LinkedIn family. It's time for another Coffee with Bob. Today we have a guy that I really enjoy following and just loves to take care of other people. Another truly heart of gold person, Gregory Austin. If you have not had a chance to connect with Greg, you need to. You need to follow him. He really has a heart for helping people out who are searching for work. Now, Greg is and he'll have to correct me if I'm wrong, but he's a pharma recruiter, which means he's working for the pharmaceutical industries. But he also goes way out of his way to help people out, especially during this time. So make sure you connect and you follow with Greg. I think he'd be a perfect connection to have. And Greg, thank you for joining me for this. I really appreciate it. I'm sure that some of your insights are going to really help people out a lot, especially in this time of 6.6 million unemployed. What kind of advice do you have for those guys? I mean, they need it.
Indeed. Well, thank you, first of all, very much for having me on. It's a pleasure to be here. It's a pleasure to see you again, which is great. So this is an unprecedented time, and there's a lot of people who are unemployed right now. One of the things that I have noticed as a result, and I've been meaning to actually post about this, and I haven't had an opportunity yet, is even though you're feeling a sense of desperation and you really, I just need a job, is the mentality. I need an income, and I certainly understand that. But try as best you can to take a more targeted approach rather than a shotgun approach. The shotgun approach is when you're just applying to anything and everything that may or even may not be a fit. And so some of the posts that I've had out there as a pharmaceutical consulting recruiter is people who are applying that aren't qualified, and that just happens. That's okay. What was the interesting phenomenon is that I would reject them, say, hey, thanks very much for applying. Sorry, it's not a fit. Look out for the next thing. And they would reapply within 24 hours. And I'm like, okay, well, that's interesting. I haven't seen a lot of that before. And so I actually asked them, why did you reapply? I said, well, I thought it was a great fit. And even though really the minimum requirements didn't quite match up. So those types of things I don't recommend because A, it's a waste of your time. It's a waste of recruiters' time. And unless you really love getting rejection letters, which I don't know who does, then, stay targeted, really focus on those positions that you feel you're going to be a fit for. In addition to that, there's so many people applying like crazy. To get cut through the noise would be to utilize this platform as much as you can. And just any of the networking fundamentals beyond just sending someone a message on LinkedIn. Try and figure out their email if you can. Send them a brief, friendly email about, hey, I applied to this position, or I'm really interested in your company. Or pick up the phone if you can and ask for the recruiter. Those types of things will help. Just obviously don't pester and spam people, but if you can do anything you can to set yourself apart, those are the types of things that are going to help you through this mass unemployment situation.
Yeah. What do you feel about some of the old school approaches that people are starting to take? Handwritten notes, cards that they're sending directly to the hiring people.
Always great. Certainly it's going to take up more time, and you need to balance your time appropriately between applying to relevant jobs as opposed to the following up. But if you're unemployed, you probably have a good 8 or 9 hours a day to do those types of things, and I think it's a great practice. I love getting those types of notes and thank you notes. Not very many people do them that much, so I think that it does. It's not going to guarantee anything, but it is a nice touch, and you will be remembered.
Yeah. I think it's also one of the things that I think you did a post like this about a week or so ago, where you were talking about people taking advantage of some of the tools on LinkedIn to continue their education, to continue their training. That it's great to spend all day on the boards. It's great to spend all day targeting companies that you want to work for and targeting people within those companies to communicate with. But you can't do that all day without driving yourself to the ground, right? Or affecting you from an emotional point of view. So maybe take advantage of some of the tools that are available on LinkedIn to extend your learning, right?
Absolutely. There's that, and just giving yourself some mental health breaks. If the weather is nice like it is today here in Kansas City, take a walk, get outside. It will definitely change your state. Put on some music that you love, that's energetic to get out of that. negative mindset that's so easy to get into, because it's a bit mind numbing to look at, read the next job description, and apply. And some of these application processes are way too long. If they take 20 or 30 minutes, it's a crazy amount of time to probably just get lost in the mix and maybe never even hear anything about. So
Yeah.
definitely break it up. Anything you can do to expand yourself. If you're making progress in any kind of a way and you feel like you're making progress, and LinkedIn Learning is a way to do that, you're going to feel better and you're going to feel more empowered. So I absolutely would champion that.
Yeah. And I think I'm a big fan of network. I think networking is important. Doing things like you and I are doing, getting on for a coffee talk, and even recording it and sharing it. The reason I like to record and share it is because I want to get the folks that I'm connected with, I want to get their words out there as well too, because it's so critically important. I posted from April Spritz this morning, and she's working on the generosity culture. That's really what she's pushing today, and stuff like that is so important. The way that you help out job seekers, I think that is incredibly important as well too. So, one of my goals, I'm very blessed. I'm gainfully employed. We're, strong company, very little debt. This downturn is impacting us because we're tied to the travel industry and of sorts, we have to move freight back and forth internationally, and that's not happening right now. But we see the turn coming. In the near future, like June, July is what we're hoping for. So I'm very blessed. So it's kind of increased my passion to help other people out, because I know, especially in the services industry, those guys are really hurting right now. And I think anything they can do to network their way in is got to be it.
Right. Yeah,
Now,
no, I agree. And following some of the other folks out there that give great tips and information, like the Kirsty Bonners and the Ira Bowmans of the world, those types of folks are also going to help kind of lift you up and give you a boost and give you some other advice to make your job seeking not quite so painful.
Yeah. Now, I read a tip out there the other day, and I'd like to get your thought about this, where they're saying, they were saying not to follow too many recruiters, not to follow too many, of these employment coaches, because it makes it look like you're desperate for employment. Is there any validity to that?
I mean, being a corporate recruiter myself, I don't know that I would agree with that or not. I don't have enough experience with those types of situations to really say one thing or another. But I would say anytime you can use that advice and apply that knowledge to help you, because you got to apply it and make it useful for you. The things that make you look desperate are putting open O&O is okay. Hashtag O&O, I think, is a real subtle way to say I'm open to new opportunities. But
Okay.
if the headline on your LinkedIn says, I need a job or anything related to that, or seeking or open, it doesn't help. It's not going to kill you in the job search, but it's not the strongest move. And anything you can do to kind of keep your self-confidence up and not have that air of desperation is going to really help. Because the worst thing you can do is you get an interview and you carry that into the interview, and a lot of times it doesn't work out so well.
Yeah, it kind of turns off the interviewee, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you, as a recruiter, right, you look at an applicant's resume, one of the things that you probably do, right, is check out their LinkedIn profile. So from a recruiter's point of view, what do you think makes a really good, strong LinkedIn profile?
I think the main things are having a great professional summary, first of all, in the kind of the about you section. I think that is huge. If you can make it not too verbose, not too long, have some bullet points, and really focus on not just the things you can bring to the table, but any accomplishments, anything that you've done that has made an impact for the company you've worked for, or in the business, or in the industry, I think is really helpful. And have enough information and keywords, especially in your job history in LinkedIn. Not only does that help you if someone's kind of reviewing and looking to see if you might be a fit, but it's also going to make you more discoverable on a search. So recruiters are using tools like LinkedIn Recruiter to search and find people. And if you just have job title and when you've worked, and then job title, and you have nothing underneath of what you did, it's hard to know if you're a good fit for a particular position or not. So it should look very similar to your resume and have a lot of great keywords in there. and show how it sets you apart from other people as well.
Yeah, good stuff, good stuff. And I think even more these days, uh, beyond the job boards, I think LinkedIn has probably got to be your number one go-to when you're looking for work or getting out there so that you can be seen and be known. You know, posting content that's useful from your career perspective helps you get known too. It gives you awareness to people you can't even imagine. I mean, I always preach the power of LinkedIn to as many people as I can because it is amazing. I mean, I'll post this conversation that you and I have, and we'll probably get somewhere between 1,000 and 2,000 views on videos.
Nice.
I did my Monday meet and greet just this past week. That got well over 5,000 views, right? And so, and I know views are kind of, you know, you don't really know if they're actually making any impact or anything like that. But I view views as something like when you're passing a billboard on a highway, right? And you see what's going on, and if something catches you, you take note of that, and you filter it away you file away for later use. That's going to happen to an individual who's trying to find work somewhere, right? People are going to take notice and might file away for later use. They could reach out to you, and off you go.
Definitely.
Yeah. So, well, I'm sorry, I kind of took up a lot of our time speaking here.
Yeah, it's
So,
okay.
we've had great conversations before. Any sage wisdom that you could pass on to anybody before we close here?
Make sure your resume is absolutely buttoned up. It's got to be, you know, as perfect as you can make it. There shouldn't be any errors whatsoever. Make sure you proofread it and have others proofread it and look at it. I do have a book out there that is helpful, Stellar Resume Writing, Secrets from a Corporate Recruiter. I will, yep, I'll post that. Looks like it's backwards. I'll post that link on there. I was able to offer it about 2 or 3 weeks ago for free for 5 days through Amazon. They allow you to do that, I think, every 30 to 90 days. I will do that again as soon as I can. The Kindle is just $3.99. So there's a lot of practical, hands-on information in there that will help you right away.
Awesome. I'm definitely going to download that now. I always like having that kind of information because I can share it. I have, you know, older kids, you know, who are starting their own families right now. So I'd like to pass on information like that as much as possible to them. I'm a little old for that stuff now, but I'm at the end of my career. So, well, thanks, Gregory. I appreciate it. Again, if you guys aren't connected with Gregory or not following him yet, I highly recommend that you do. He posts stuff like this on a daily basis, and it's all about helping others. He's really all about helping others, so you can't go wrong. Gregory, thank you again. I appreciate it, and we'll talk again soon.
Hey, Bob, thanks so much for having me, and good luck to everybody out there. Please stay safe, and good luck with everything.
Thanks. Be safe and healthy. Bye-bye.